Are you tired of going to YouTube or Google for answers to your home improvement questions? Maybe you have more projects than you have time. No matter where you are in the process, Pro 93 Home Solutions is ready to serve you. Pro 93 is a local, veteran-owned company offering residential and commercial remodeling, cleaning, and security. Contact us today at 458-4135 or online at pro93homesolutions.com. Let the pros at Pro 93 find the solution for your home or business. That's 458-4135. Welcome, everybody, to today's edition of Home Solutions, live and direct from the Mix 1041 studios. Dennis Purvis from Pro 93 Home Solutions here with you as always. Hope everybody's doing well and got through the wet this week. All the rain, I know it put a little hamper on some of our projects we had outside this week. But it's appropriate that we had some wet weather because of our guest and our topic today. Today, we're going to talk about some of the things you don't think about your house until they go bad, usually, until you're forced to think about them, and that are your gutters. And I've got the resident expert here in town to help you no matter where you're listening. First of all, thank you all for listening, whether you're listening on Mix 1041 or 1013 The Buzz. Maybe you're streaming us online, or maybe you've got us on the Mix 1041 app. If you don't, you need to download that at the Google or Apple store today. And for everybody out there on Facebook world, we'll wave and say hi. But I have got live and direct right here in the studio from Drain Right Guttering, the man, the myth, the legend, the gutter guru, Danny Hitson. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing well, man. Good to have you in here. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for having the time to come in here and talk about it. And before we get started, let me just preface, we use Drain Right a ton. They are our go-to gutter folks for all of our projects that we do for customers. I've seen their work. I can give them nothing but the best reviews. In contracting, not everything always goes the way it's supposed to. And there's been times where even when there's been an issue or we had a bad measurement, they have always been on the spot next day, have it fixed. So the customer's happy, we're happy, they're happy. So I can't say enough about the quality of the work they do, but also the customer service they provide. So without further me filling your head with all the good stuff. Danny, tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Tell us a little about who you are and how you got to Drain Right.
Well, I'm born and raised here in Cleveland.
Yeah.
I've worked construction most of my life, from roofing to this and that, just little odd and end things. And then back when the recession was around and, it's hard to find a job,
yeah,
I actually got lucky and got a job at Drain Right.
Yeah.
Started out as just an installer.
Yeah.
Just trying to make some money, take care of my family.
Yeah.
After about a year and a half, because I learned my job and how to do it well, and I become a leader. So I was running the truck, coming out and running the jobs. Then it was about 6 months ago, I got an opportunity to become an estimator, to move up in the company, and I took it. Get off the ladders a little bit.
Yes, right? Listen, if nothing else, your knees thank you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they do.
Well, that's fair. And listen, tell a little bit about everybody. We've got a pretty broad listening area out there, especially with the interwebs these days. I hear the interwebs can go everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Not just in Cleveland or Bradley County. So you got some big reach here. But talk about what are the territory that you serve?
I do a little bit of North Chattanooga. Got Cleveland, Ottawa, Athens, Harrison, Sweetwater.
So chances are, if our listeners are listening right now,
yeah,
Saturday morning, chances are you're their guy.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Give you a call. And just let's go ahead and get it out there. If you're watching on Facebook right about here, Gideon will have some links to where you're supposed to go and maybe a link to their webpage and also their phone number. But what's the best way for folks to reach you?
The best way to reach us is, of course, our office, which is the number is 423-472-7018. That's our office. Or you can call me directly on my cell phone at 423-595-0897. Or you can go onto our website, drainrightguttering.com, And you can just put in a form there and submit it, and we'll get to you.
And listen, I think what you'll find is listening to your story, having somebody that's out and doing sales and estimating that's actually been on the ladders and loaded the truck and run these things out, knows what they're doing. One of the things that has always struck me is how, number one, quickly you guys get estimates turned around. I think is something that's even as crazy as it's been, but also the how quickly you guys have been able to get these things run out. Now, tell a little bit about what you guys do in the process of the gutters at Drain Right that kind of sets you apart from maybe some of your competitors.
Well, it's all about customer service.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. If you ain't got customer service, you ain't got nothing.
Yep. You ain't going to be in business long.
Like, for example, I'll go out to the job, I measure it. I look for problems.
Yeah.
They're going to be problem child,
Yeah.
Okay, is this an area that we need to focus on, put more focus on? And once I do that, I make sure I fill out my paper there, my invoice, to make sure that it's, to the T. So the guys, when they come out, I don't have to be there.
Yeah.
They know just by reading that. All of our guys got experience. They've been there for a long time. A lot of them have. They'll get there. They measure the job up. Because they got my measurements, but they measure it to exact.
Yeah.
Then they start installing. And when we hang gutter, we use levels.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Anybody can hang a piece of gutter, but is it draining right?
Yeah. Exactly. And have they got enough brackets in there so it may look really good right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Until, a few storms hit it and you got everybody, you drive around town and see the sag.
Yep. Sagging down or it just, if it don't have enough hangers in it, it's not secured enough, it'll just rip it off the house.
Yeah. And now you're replacing fascia and sometimes soffit along with that.
There it is.
So you guys make your own gutters, correct?
Yep.
So
on site.
And I think what I think is one of the coolest things is you guys have probably the most colors I've ever. It's kind of hard to tell customers you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
They're gonna take care of you.
I get it all the time. I'll be like, well, what color do you want? And they'll be like, well, what do you got? And I'll hand them my color sample, and they're like, oh wow, I was expecting you just to have a couple.
White, gray, green.
Yeah.
And I've even known that if you have for some specialties, that there's been times where you guys will go match a paint.
Yeah.
To be able to finish that gutter. And folks, I can't tell you, especially right now, in a lot of these new subdivisions, and some of you out there may be understanding this because you've just bought a house, but there are covenants and homeowners associations that dictate what your gutters can be.
Yeah.
And it's got to be a certain color and it's not the color you think it might be. All that matters is the color they think it's going to be.
It is. Yep.
So having the ability to match that color scheme, and it really kind of sets you guys apart, I know, but it also can freshen up the look of anybody's house.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Again, gutters. Again, you don't think about them till they start to become either an eyesore or they're not draining, and you realize, hey, it's raining and nothing's coming out of my downspouts.
Yeah.
Typically, that's a problem.
And most of the time when it's raining, people ain't outside.
Yeah.
You're not outside.
You're not out watching it.
Yeah, you're not out looking at your gutter.
Yeah.
You may not realize it until, like you said, there's a problem. You got water in your basement. You notice you go out one day and the fascia wood and gutter's ripped down because it's all rotted out and there's nothing holding it up anymore.
Yeah. And I think the other thing is people don't realize that the gutters are an extension of your roof system.
Yes.
And are one of the most, because if your roof's installed correctly, it's getting the water off as quickly as possible, but it's got to go somewhere to get diverted.
Yep.
How much out there do you see when you go out to these, especially where you're not doing new construction so much, but removal and replacements, where it was just maybe a bad design from at the beginning has caused problems that they're paying for now?
Oh, I see it all the time, or somebody might not want a down, they don't want to have two downspouts on a section of gutter. They want it tucked away where you can't see it. Well, sometimes you have to have that downspout.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, sometimes it can't handle all that water.
You're setting up, you're creating a system to fail.
Yeah, exactly.
And, listen, you've heard me say it on this show before, water finds a way, and water always wins.
It does.
Those are the two things that were beat into my head from a young age.
Very destructive.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you leave it an opening and you don't do it right on the front end, it's never going to be cheap to fix.
No, it's not.
No. And because what happens is when Drain Right calls me and says, hey, I don't think we can hang these gutters from this fascia board because what was here once we took the gutters off. And then that becomes it's a great job for Pro 93.
Yeah.
But that homeowner is just spending another $1,000 they weren't planning on spending.
Yep.
Because typically that's not just fascia board. And I don't know if you guys have heard, but lumber is like gold right now.
Yeah, it is.
I think, I'm telling you, they're going to stop doing the Gold Rush shows on History and A&E, and it's going to be Sawmill.
Yes.
I think we should pitch that show, Danny. We're missing our calling.
Yeah.
Because I've got friends that have bigger properties or rural properties, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to get me a little sawmill, portable sawmill. I mean, you can find them everywhere right now because that's one thing we got plenty of around here is trees.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you got a wooded lot, you're sitting on the mother load.
Yeah, don't even know it.
So your gutter goes bad. You find out your fascia board. Well, maybe you've got wood soffit. It's got into there, and from there, folks, if it gets past there, you're talking about if it's been up, then you've talked about rafter damage, and if it goes down, now you've got sheetrock, insulation, exterior walls, wrap.
And we've seen it time and time again.
Yes.
You get there and you look at it, it doesn't look bad. We
the
tear
gut-
off that old gutter and expose a whole can of worms. We just opened it up.
When you literally just pull on it a little bit and the whole thing comes out like
everything just flopping around.
And you realize that the nails, screws, whatever it was put up with aren't actually biting into anything.
Yep.
When you can pull it off with your hands, folks, that's a pretty good sign that it's not secure. So what kind of things do you guys do just to make sure that and this may be in the weeds for a lot of folks, but I think it's important because we don't talk about gutters a lot. We don't think about gutters a lot as a homeowner. And honestly, if I wasn't a contractor and you didn't do what you do, I don't know that we'd be ever talking about gutters.
Before I started doing gutters, I never looked at my gutters.
Yes. The only time I thought about it is, man, I got to get some kid up there to clean a gutter.
Yeah,
I'm scared.
I'm scared to death. Everybody's gutter.
Yes.
Now I can't go nowhere without looking at their gutter.
Recency bias. That's what it is.
I'm on vacation looking at gutters.
Look at what they did. So what kind of things do you guys do in the installation process just to make sure that it's done right the first time?
Well, like at the beginning, we use levels,
of
course. But whenever I go out, like I said before, I make sure that we have adequate amount of downspouts.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you're just going to have problems. Like you said, set yourself up for failure. So that's one thing. And when our guys go out, they make sure that they got the hanger spaced properly, which we usually do about 24 inches.
Yeah.
Because mainly, especially if you have a metal roof, the water's coming off our so fast. If you don't have them spaced out in the winter, when we don't get a lot of snow, but when we do, that snow puts a lot of weight on that gutter. And if the hangers ain't close enough together, it'll just fold it down. It'll pretty much straighten it back out.
Listen, I'm from Ohio, and I'm used to snow guards on the roof. People down here don't know what those are. But
no, I didn't know what those were.
Yeah, but I grew up that's one thing you notice when you move to the South is nobody's got any snow guards. I guess White Christmas isn't going to happen after all. Yeah. So you guys do make sure the hangers are on. Now, talk to everybody. You guys typically do a lot of 6-inch guttering. Is that that's standard?
That's the main thing now. The standard, 6-inch.
And seamless or
seamless.
Seamless. Talk to everybody when because you hear that advertised by different folks. Why seamless? What makes it better?
Well, my main view on it is that if it's seamed, you've got a whole bunch of seams. Let's say you got a 50-foot run. They're 10-foot pieces. That's a whole bunch of seams that potentially can leak, and therefore you may not ever notice them leaking because when it's raining you're not outside. Then until your fascia wood's rotted out.
And see, and that's the difference in. And I know we got a lot of DIYers out there, and gutters aren't particularly hard to hang.
No.
Right. But folks, when you're going to a box store or a hardware store, they don't sell you 19-foot sections like you need, or 20, 30, 40 feet. They sell you 8 to 12 footers that you've got to seam, you've got to connect. Every seam is a potential leak.
Yep.
Right? Seamless gutters just make sense. And people, I think, are amazed that it seems like for something, and I'm not telling you to raise the prices for the Drain Right management. Don't listen about what I'm about to say. But it's crazy to me that for something that is it's not maintenance free, obviously, but to something that's going to last as long as it is, that your guys' pricing is some of the best around. Yeah. It really is.
Yeah, we're not the cheapest, but we are not the most expensive.
No, by any
I think
stretch.
We're reasonable. You know, and for the quality you get, and the certain customer service.
Yeah, and to know that you guys stand behind your gutters.
Yeah.
You stand
Let's just say we come out and we do your gutters. You call us a few weeks later after a big rain and you notice a miter leaking.
Yeah.
Or something's come loose. You call into the office or call me directly. I'll set up a time. I show up. I inspect it. And then we have guys out there the next week fixing it.
Yeah, and that's at no cost to them.
Yeah,
correct?
no cost. Yeah.
Yeah, listen, to find somebody that's going to stand behind their product. Listen, roofing and gutters is a weird, especially this time of year when we're starting to get into storm season. You're going to see a ton of folks that you've never seen before. Mm-hmm. Trucks with magnets on the side that probably had a different magnet when they were in a different state.
Yeah.
They follow their storm chasers, man. It happens. And roofs and gutters are the people. And I'll tell you, and again, watch out, deal with someone that's local. Look for somebody that's licensed. Look for somebody who's got good reviews. Do your due diligence and make sure you've not got some fly-by-night, because that job is only as good as what you can do afterwards. Can you call them? Can you, if there's a problem, who's going to fix it? You don't want to call the guy that put your gutter in and find out he's in Florida chasing the next hurricane. Mm-hmm. All right, well, I don't work there anymore.
We call those chucking a truck.
Chucking a truck. And on that note, we're going to take our first break, folks. That's fantastic. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about gutter guards. Do you need them? Are they necessary? What are and trust me, before I got with Danny and the crew at Drain Right, I just thought gutter guards, there was one kind. Oh, I would be wrong. We're going to talk about all things gutter guards and talk about some myths about gutters when we come back. You're listening to Home Solutions right here on Mix 104.1 and 101.3 The Buzz. Hang in there. We'll be right back. Are you tired of going to YouTube or Google for answers to your home improvement questions? Maybe you have more projects than you have time. No matter where you are in the process, Pro 93 Home Solutions is ready to serve you. Pro 93 is a local, veteran-owned company offering residential and commercial remodeling, cleaning, and security. Contact us today at 458-4135 or online at pro93homesolutions.com. Let the pros at Pro 93 find the solution for your home or business. That's 458-4135. Welcome back to Home Solutions. Dennis Purvis in studio with you today with Danny Hitson from Drain Right Guttering. We're talking about all things gutters today. And folks, I've got to get my shameless plug out of the way. Remember, Pro 93 Home Solutions, we're your local owned, veteran owned general contractor here in Cleveland, licensed, insured. We can handle everything from say you've got some bad fascia and soffit and you need new gutters, but you need to replace that first. We'd love to help you out with that. All the way to maybe you're building a new home, you're doing an addition. We love kitchen and bath remodels, especially everybody's been sitting at home for quite a while and you're ready to get some updated. You're tired of looking at that dated stuff. Give us a call. We love what we do. We specialize in tile showers, anything ceramic tile. I've got one of the best crews and best tile guys. I've put Nettie up against anybody in the tri-state area. Please, we would love to help you out with any of that. 458-4135, or you can simply go to pro93homesolutions.com. Go to contact us right there. They'll fill out a form, tell us what you're looking for, and we'll call you to get an appointment. Free estimates, obviously, as always. And also, we offer financing. If you're worried about, I'm not sure how I'm going to pay for that right now, we offer financing right there on our website. You can apply. Less than 2 minutes to fill it out. Does not affect your credit score to get an idea of what you're looking for financing. Also, our clean team is running on all cylinders. Wendy and her crew we are set up with a ton of recurring business. Folks, if you're ready to get someone in your house, get some disinfectant, maybe you just don't have time to do those baseboards and get those floors taken care of, whatever you'd like, our clean team's ready to go. We are a green clean team. We use chemical-free, ammonia-free, but is EPA certified to kill 99.9% of all germs, including coronaviruses. So, folks, we'd love to help you out. Again, that's 458-4135. If you're looking for residential or light commercial cleaning, we'll be able to help you out. All right, there it is. Got to do at least once a show. Got to make sure everybody knows. But
get it in.
But listen, one thing I also want to say is I know we do this show. One of the things we do is we love DIYers. We love folks that are trying to take care of their home. You're handy. You want to learn. folks, feel free to call our office. We're local. We're your neighbors. If there's something we can call and kind of put you in the right direction, or maybe there's some materials you're having trouble. And listen, I know Drain Right does the same thing because Pete in the office has answered. There's times where I've just needed a 6-foot piece, right? Or something that I didn't want to. I wanted to buy a good gutter, and Drain Right will do that for you. They'll take care of you. I can't say enough again about their customer service. So Danny, first of all, thank you guys and your team for always taking care of my customers and taking care of us as a customer. So we talked a lot last segment about what makes you guys different and the time you take. You're running those gutters out on site. They're seamless. So let's get to that next level.
Okay.
You got the gutters on. Let's talk about gutter guards.
Gutter guards.
Gutter guards.
We have several different types.
Yes.
Whatever needs you need, whatever you have.
Yeah.
It depends on your trees.
Yep.
If you just got regular old trees, just leaves. Now, here's the thing. If you've got pine trees or oak trees with the oak tassels, the little helicopters, that's what I always call them.
Yeah.
Those, most of the leaf protections out there ain't going to touch it. That stuff's going to go right in there and find its way in the gutter.
Yeah.
It's going to. We have a product called Gutter Glove Pro. It's our lifetime product. It is a thick aluminum frame. We screw it to the gutter, and it has a stainless steel screen mesh. It won't allow nothing inside the gutter but the water.
Really?
Yeah.
And those have you said lifetime. Is that the warranty?
Yeah, that's the warranty.
So, and I know you guys have different levels.
Yep.
What are your levels of gutter guards, and how are the warranties on all those? How does that go?
Okay, our low level, we have two different versions of our low level. We have a silver screen. So really, that's just a preference. A silver screen and a black easy lock.
Okay.
Whether you want the silver or the black.
That's the stuff typically you can see a version of that at a hardware store a lot of times if you want to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like I said, that's our low end product. It has a 2-year no clog warranty.
Okay.
Then we have our mid range product is called SureFlow.
Yeah.
And it's very good. We sell a lot of it.
Yep.
It has a 10-year no clog warranty.
I remember. I think we just got a customer. One of our customers just took care of one of those.
And it's screwed down to the front and the back. That way it don't rattle.
Yeah.
And that always happens when you're trying to sleep at night.
Yep.
That's how it always goes. We have another one called True Guard. It's a full panel. It's got the round nose on it. I'm sure you've seen them on TV and stuff like that. It's a full panel so that it's supposed to let the debris wash off and the water wick around and go into the gutter.
Yeah.
And it's another lifetime product that we have.
So you kind of got a good, better, best.
Yeah. Yep.
There you go. And it really, and when you're out, because I've had this, I had a customer, because I called the office. I don't know if I talked to Jacob or Pete, but one of them, I said, hey, I got a customer we did some gutter guards for, and he's got those, he's got a bunch of oak trees, and they said, yep, oak tassels.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's going to be a problem for another month. Can't do anything about it. He said, look, there's not much out there in the world that's going to keep that out of there. He said, unless you're going to get the Mac Daddies.
Yeah.
That's what they called it.
Yep.
And I said, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So
that's the gutter glove. That's what that is.
Yes. Yeah. And when I explained that to the customer, he's like, well, I guess I just need to find somebody to get up on a ladder and pick them out. And I was like, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And once he actually went out when it was raining, he said, but they're still working. I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, it's not clogging the whole thing up. It just looks weird because they're sticking out. Uh-huh. I live in a house with a ton of pine trees.
Yeah.
It looks like I'm glad I invested in the gutter guards because it's kept my fat butt off of the ladder.
Yeah.
And I'm scared to death of heights.
Yeah.
But it is to be able to see that, it's a little disconcerting at times because you're like, well, I got gutter guards. Well, the gutter guards are keeping it from being in my gutter.
In the gutter.
The gutter. My downspouts are still working. So knowing that you guys provide all that, you install all that, you can do all that at the time. If somebody's got gutters and they want to just look at gutter guards, is that something you guys do?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So they can give you a call?
I would come out. Yeah, give us a call. I'd come out. I'd inspect the gutter to make sure they're up to standard. We may not have to replace them. We may just need to do a little bit of repairs, some re-secure, stuff like that, add some new hangers, maybe a couple screws, and then we can attach our leaf protection to your old gutter.
There you go. And how do they get a hold of you?
Just call me out. You can either call the office at 423-472-7018, or you can call my cell phone, 423-595-0897, or you can go to our website at drainrightguttering.com.
Am I forgetting anything that you guys do? I think we've covered a lot of it, right? I mean, it's you guys remove, replace.
Yeah, we remove, replace, repair, clean. We do cleanings. You know, if you just want your gutter clean,
I didn't
and you
even know
don't
that.
want leaf protection, call us. We'll come out there and clean it.
Really?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, folks, you got a resource right here in town. I think you guys are over, is it West Side you guys are off of?
Yep, West Side Drive.
But by the Coke plant, right?
Yep, right behind the Coca-Cola.
Yep. Listen, they're here in town. They're local, and I can't vouch enough for their service and the quality of what they do. I've not had a customer have a complaint yet, and we're gonna knock on wood.
Yep.
Make sure that stays that way. But we're gonna resurrect just for you, Danny. I'm resurrecting a segment we haven't done in a few weeks.
Okay.
We do a little home solution Mythbusters, where I have scoured the interwebs and all of my sources, and they are questionable sources, just so you know, that have told me a bunch of different myths about gutters. And you're going to tell me if it's confirmed, yeah, that's true, or if it's busted, and tell me why.
Okay.
It's pretty good. I'm going to put you on the spot. Ready?
Yeah.
First of all, we just talked about gutters. This whole thing you're talking about with good, better, best, gutter guards are all the same, man. Look, I got an uncle who was in the business. He knows. You're just feeding it. You're just trying to get more money out of folks. Isn't that right, Danny? Just come clean right here today. All gutter guards are the same.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. No matter what leaf protection you get, there's going to be maintenance. There's going to be some kind of maintenance.
Yeah.
It just depends on what level of maintenance you want to do.
Yeah.
If you go with the low-end product, you're going to have a lot of stuff stick to that. The screen, just the wire mesh screen stuff, that catches everything.
Yeah.
But if you go up to, let's just say, the gutter glove, our high-end product, our lifetime product, most of the time the stuff either blows off with the wind or the rain. You may have a few little scragglers that hang on, but not as much as you would if you got the easy lock.
Yeah.
Or the silver
or
screen.
Nothing.
Or nothing.
Which is what a lot of people do, because a lot of people, and this is another myth, like, why would I even invest in that? It's so simple to clean the gutters. Mm-hmm.
It is until it ain't.
Yeah. We're all going to age there, Tiny.
Yeah.
You're going to get old, married, and fat, and guess what? Ladders are going to be a little more obtrusive than they used to be. And, people fall off ladders a lot.
Yeah, they do.
The other part of it is, and I know you see this every day, construction's a little different today than it used to be. Mm-hmm. We're not all building A-frames or little ranches, single level ranches that are boxes.
Yeah.
Architectural roofs create some pitch, some weird places for gutters. I mean, we just did a house in Cleveland that from the front of the house you've never realized it, but in the back we had to have a 60-foot ladder to get to the top of the house. And I don't know if you know, but there's not a lot of 60-foot ladders around.
No, there's not.
And if you do find one, they're really expensive. They're super fun to climb on. Yeah. Just kidding. I've got a couple daredevils that were willing to get up there, but it's.
I think those are in 3 sections, ain't they?
Yeah. It's it was so yeah. If you want to clean your gutters, more power to you.
Yeah.
Right. If you've got a walkable roof, maybe, or you got a low pitch, or something that you can get up there, and you don't mind getting on ladders, but folks. I'm one of those people that'll pay to keep me from dying.
Because if you're not used to using ladders every day like we are, we use them every day. So there's not a job we go to where we don't have to pull a ladder out.
And we use them every day, and we still have accidents.
Yeah.
Still have folks that because, folks,
things happen.
You get off the ground, gravity is real.
Yeah,
it is. Anybody that's out there, I'll tell you, I am a whole lot of pounds of proof that you get me more than 3 or 4 feet out, something's going to hurt. And a lot of either me or whatever I fall on.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that ladder placement is the biggest thing.
Oh, yeah.
You can't just slap it up on the side of a hill.
You got to know.
It's a little wobbly.
Yes, you got to know. You got to know what to do. You got to know. And having the crew and the know-how. And I think one of the things that I would definitely will take away from today is, and all the times we've talked about, I never realized that you'd kind of worked your way through. It's hard not to respect somebody who's out doing sales and estimates that could install them if he had to.
Yeah.
Like that's something that I'll take away from today, and really I hope our listeners out there too. Give Danny a call one more time before we get out of here. What's the best contact numbers for you guys?
At our office, our Cleveland office at 423-472-7018, or my cell phone at 423-595-0897, or on our website at drainrightguttering.com.
Danny, thanks for being here today, man.
Oh, I appreciate it.
We
Vince.
appreciate
Thank
you guys. Listen, give Drain Right a call. Give them a holler. Tell them what you need. Tell them Dennis at Pro 93 sent you. Call and tell Danny you love to hear him on the radio, and we got to get him back in here soon. So thank you for that. And listen, folks, you guys have a fantastic week. Stay tuned for the programming right after us. And just remember, we're almost to the other end of this thing. It's getting summertime. Things are opening up. But still, be safe, be kind, and love your neighbor. We'll see you guys next week. You've been listening to Home Solutions right here on Mix 104.1 and 101.3 The Buck.